is going on, sports cards fans? Ray from Philly here on this Thursday night, April the 9th. And this here is the video for the upcoming 2026 ninth annual Baseball Card Hall of Fame. But this here is the pre-poll ballot. I started doing a pre-poll ballot last year to ask you, the YouTubers out there, for what cards you would like to see be added to the ballot for this upcoming year. So you have to request it by sending me an email. There's a new website this year called www.thesportscardhalloffame.com. So it has all of the history of the Baseball Card Hall of Fame classes, which has 8 in there now. The Football Card Hall of Fame ballots or classes in there. There's 4, and last year was the first ever Basketball Card Hall of Fame, so there's 1 class in there for that. So I'm going to show you the website and show you where you have to go to click on the contact button in there to reach to me for what cards you'd like to see added to the ballot. And let's share that right now. So I might as well just go to that. All right, so again, the website, and I'm going to put the link down below, is www.thesportscardhalloffame.com. So like I said, you have the home tab here. You have the Baseball Card Hall of Fame, which if you click here, it shows all of the classes. Okay, you have the Football Card Hall of Fame, and it shows the 4 classes in there. And the Basketball Card Hall of Fame, which has 1 class divided by 2, which is a vintage and modern classes. But on the right, you see more. If you click more, you have welcome and contact right here. Hit contact. This will open up. Just enter your first name, last name, your email, and then in the message box, type what card or cards you'd like to see added. Now, some of you might be saying, okay, well, we don't know, who's been inducted or who's, currently remaining on the ballot. That's very easy. So in the website, I'm going to show you again the history of all the 8 classes that have been inducted into the Baseball Card Hall of Fame. But below on this link, I'm going to show just a list rather than going through each class, which could take a little bit of time. I'm just going to show one spreadsheet list of every card by class year, all on one sheet. So you'll see there's 81 cards in here. Should be 80 because the rules are 10 cards get inducted into the Baseball Card Hall of Fame. So after 8 years, you would think there would be 80. Well, there's 81 because one year there was a tie. So instead of 10 cards getting in, 11 cards got in. So you're going to see a list down below with all of the cards listed on there. So the rules have always been this. And now here's the second thing, big change that I'm doing. It's always been 40 cards on the ballot, and the top 10 cards get voted in. The bottom 5 would get bumped off. So that's 15 cards off of the ballot for the next year, and carrying over would be 25. Follow me so far? So there's 25 cards again following into this year from last year, and you would say, okay, there's 15 new slots. No. The change this year is I decided to divide it into 2 errors. There's now, instead of just, you can vote for any card from any time, and you would pick 10 cards on the 40 card ballot. There's now going to be a pre-war ballot and a post-war ballot. So there's going to be 2 ballots on there. The pre-war will be cards from 1887 up until 1945, and the post-war will be 1947 to current day. I'm not going to have any current active players on the ballot, just guys who are retired. So the post-war is 1947 to current day. So, and there won't be 40 cards on each one of those ballots. So for the past 8 years, I would have 40 cards. It's going to be 25 cards on the ballot for the pre-war and 25 cards on the post-war. And instead of 10 cards getting in, it's going to be 5 cards getting in, but it'll still be 10. So it's going to be 5 cards getting in from the pre-war ballot era and 5 cards getting in from the post-war. And it's going to be the top 5. So it'll still be 10 cards getting in each year, but it'll be 5 cards from the pre-war ballot and 5 cards from the post-war ballot. So let's get back to the website where I can show you once again. Let me minimize myself here. Let's go back to home. Okay. So here's where all of the classes are again. Okay, you have the class of 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. But like I said, you're going to see, let me stop sharing this here and share the spreadsheet. Stop that screen, share screen again. So you're going to see this list down below in the link. All right, so it's this list here has, well, actually no, this is the returnees. So this is the 25 cards that are being returned on the ballot this year. So out of these 25 cards, 18 of them are post-war and 7 of them are pre-war. So if 7 of these are pre-war and 25 cards will be on the 25 card ballot for the pre-war, and seven of these 25 here are pre-war, that means I need 18 new cards added to the pre-war ballot. So you got to really help me out here and pick a lot of pre-war cards. On this list here of these 25 cards, 18 of these are post-war. So I only need 7 new cards to be added for the post-war. Okay, so it's real simple. So bottom line is 25 cards are being added to the ballot. So you might be like, wow, that's a lot of new cards. It is a lot of new cards. Usually every year we would add 15 because the top 10 and the bottom 5 would get taken off and the top 10 would get in. So that's 15 cards. This year, 25 cards are going to be added to this Hall of Fame and ballot because I'm splitting it up for a pre-war 25 card ballot, post-war 25 card ballot. And I have 25 cards being carried over from last year, so I need 25 new ones. And again, I need 18 pre-war and 7 post-war cards. So get to voting and let me know. I'm going to run this for a few days till the end of the weekend. The ballot is actually opening up next week. The official ninth annual 2026 Baseball Card Hall of Fame ballot does open next week. I'm going to maybe start it on Monday or Tuesday to give you guys a few days time on here. I already have some good ideas as to what cards I'm going to be adding to the pre-war ballot and to the post-war ballot. So there's the big changes for this year. It's going to be two era ballots, kind of similar to what myself and Tony did for the Basketball Card Hall of Fame. We separated that by 2 eras. 25 cards on a vintage ballot, 25 on a modern. I like the idea because it was very tough to pick cards from the early 1900s and then you have something from the 80s or 90s. It just kind of wasn't fair in that aspect. So I think it was just a better idea to separate it. So the thing is, you're going to notice though when I separate it on the pre-war ballot is really it's going to be a lot of T206s and tobacco cards, T205, T207, Cracker Jack, Goudy, DeLong, Play Ball, and E cards, E caramel cards. So E90, E95, those kinds of things will be on the pre-war ballot. Post-war ballot, same thing. There's really not that much uh, card companies in the post-war ballot. It's going to be mainly Topps and Bowman because in the 50s, it's pretty much that's it. 50s and 60s and 70s, it's Topps and Bowman. Now, I was going to stop the post-war ballot up until 1980, but I figured, there's some really great cards in the 90s, like some Topps Finest refractors, and there could be some great cards in the early 2000s as long as the player is not still playing. So again, go to the website. The link is down below, www.thesportscardhalloffame.com, and email me. Go to where it says more on the top right hand side, click contact, and fill in the information. Try and pick a lot of pre-war cards. And oh, by the way, I want to show you. I showed you the. Hold on. Not sure why. Okay, I showed you the cards that are returning. Now let me show you the list of cards that I have that are totally all in the Hall of Fame. The 81 cards. So let me just open this one up here. Okay, so I want you to see the list. So you're gonna be questioning, well, I don't know who's in the Hall of Fame. I don't want to click through each class on the website. Simple. Down below, there's a link. It's going to open up to just one sheet. Everything is in there, all 81 cards, and another link for the 25 that are being returned. So if you're trying to think of a card and you're not sure if it's still going to be on the ballot this year, before you make a pick of what you want to see added, look at the 25 that are being returned and look at the 81 that are currently in there. So that's, 91, 101, 106 cards that you can't pick because 81 are already in the Hall of Fame and 25 are being continued from last year. So let me show you the list from last year. I mean, the whole list from that's all in the Hall of Fame. And here we go. That's right here. Very easy peasy, simple. So when you click on this link here, you're going to see this. All 81 cards in there from the inaugural year from 2018 to current day. And I'm going to make this by year order so it'd be really easy. And that's it. So it's a big thing that I've been doing for this is the ninth year. Big changes, two ballots now instead of one, pre-war ballot, and there's going to be some cards on the ballot from the 1887 like Old Judge, you know, Goodwin champions, that's kind of stuff from the 1800s. A lot of T206s and T205 or any tobacco cards, Cracker Jack, Gouty, DeLong, Play Ball, E cards like E caramel cards, and 25 cards on the post-war ballot. But click the website link down below and go to contacts on the top right hand side. Email me what cards you'd like to see be added. I'm going to stop the voting probably late Sunday night and then calculate what cards you guys would like to see added in there. And if I don't have enough, of course, I don't think I'm going to get 25 cards from all you guys in just a short amount of time from now till Sunday. But I have been doing a lot of research on what cards could be added. And so, yeah, the ballot's going to probably open Monday. Until then, like I always say, have fun with it. Let's get started on the ninth annual 2026 Baseball Card Hall of Fame. But this here is the pre-poll ballot. And I will see you guys real soon. Take care. Bye bye.